8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna.
What's up guys, Master Styles here, bringing you another Eternal Evolution video, and today I'm going to give you my impressions on the new hero Motoko Kusanagi. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm just gonna call her MK for short. I have her at Immortal 1, which is good. You know, I got a couple extra copies of her, and her gears is almost all Immortal thanks to Summon Arena, which is pretty cool. I did bring her to EX30. I didn't get to Hyperevolve her because, you know, Twilight Lands isn't around. All of her talents are already done. With her being so squishy, I did my best to get as much damage reduction as possible, and I also did it to the gears that pretty much had a high damage reduction. So, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about her and obviously take her into a couple of the dungeons and stages, and you'll see what she's made of. But the first place I'm going to take her is actually PvP. And, you know, this is the main place that you're probably going to use her outside of, you know, the assassin related dungeons. So here I'm running Ares. I started running Ares because I realized that Ares is actually pretty good. You know, he has some great qualities, and of course, you know, we won that one. But he has some great qualities that, you know, will help the assassin team, and I already called that. You can go back and watch my other video and you'll see that I called that Ares would be a problem with this team, and I'm glad that I got him Hyperevolve in 120. But get back to MK, she's very squishy, and I don't know if that's by design. As you can see, she just died there very quickly, and you know, the team we're facing is a tank team, so this is a hard counter for assassins, and we lost that one. But I'm just going through my daily fights here, and this one should be somewhat of an easier one because whenever there's energy, assassin heroes tend to do a lot better. So let's see how they do here. And Nord on the enemy team, and I also took out Bailey and Rickard. Rickard is gone because I have Caraxia. If you don't have Caraxia, obviously you're gonna run Rickard, and I like to keep Ares up front because he can pull in the enemies in the back to the front. That's why he's pretty much there. Obviously the assassins can reach everybody, but sometimes it's good to pull some of those people to the front so they can get some of that good damage that Ares does. And I'm just going through the battles real quick here. And you know, before I was running the tank team pretty much, but I had to switch it up because, you know, it's time to switch it up. Tanks were great, but I feel like my tank team, they lose too much, so I wanted to make a change. If you can't beat the assassin team, join them. Squishy, and that's the problem that I'm running into. This was before I updated her build on this match here. As you can see, we were facing Hyperevolve, EX30, 120, max heroes there, so, you know, and it's a tank team, so we're gonna struggle with that. This one here, I think we're also gonna struggle because MK died instantly and she can't really come back to life because she does not have the built-in cheat death mechanic, which is very interesting. Her being an assassin, she should have that mechanic, but for some reason she don't. Also, I took her into Mirage space because, you know, I just like trying the new characters in different spaces, and she did pretty decent here. You know, again, main problem with her that you're always gonna run into at lower levels. At higher levels, maybe Immortal 5 will probably be where that issue gets fixed, is her survivability. But for me, you're probably wondering, you're watching this, and this is probably why you clicked on the video, should you pick her up? Yes, pick her up. She does amazing damage. She could even replace your Rickard. Yes, people are talking about Bailey, but Bailey's been replaced. You just been using Bailey. You just don't realize it. Bailey's been replaced by Helentis or Caraxia, you know. So for me, where I do use Bailey, but going forward, I'm pretty sure he's not going to make the team because I don't really have space for him. Unless they add a 6th character slot, then Bailey's pretty much to the chopping blocks. And here, just looking at her damage, she's out DPSing Anpu a little bit, which is very interesting because when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it's not set up for her. It's more catered towards the summon, so she don't even have a commander that's dedicated towards her or prototypes that's dedicated towards her. So all the prototypes is leaning towards the summoners and she's keeping up with them. So that just shows you how much damage she can output. And this way here is pretty much the Immortal version. She didn't get the extra evolution, and you can see she's still keeping up with Anpu. I'm very impressed by her damage, and I know that she's only going to get better the more you evolve her. So, if you haven't picked her up, I do suggest you pick her up. It doesn't mention that you can use your limited tickets to summon for the new heroes, but you can do that. And I feel like for my free-to-play account, I did end up picking her up. But let's get to one of the other things that are very relevant to using her. And this is a team that I've run, and this is the one that got me the most points. So I already said she's EX30, and a couple of her gears are at Immortal. So this one, fairly simple. Dominic is already EX30. A couple of his gears are already Immortal. So the one complaint I do have here is Bato. I just don't understand why Vanguards don't crit. They don't do that much damage to begin with. Let's just speed it up here and run through this one real quick. This one is pretty much the same mechanic you use whenever you use Res with Dom, Alt, Res, Dom, Alt. Same thing over and over again. But, here, just looking at MK taking over the lead there for a second. And, of course, I took out Rick because I don't have space for him. And this is the one thing I realized about Bato. I talked about him not being able to crit. He's pretty much just a stat stick. And pretty much, he doesn't really do that much damage. And that's pretty sad. I wish he would have crit because, like I said, they don't do that much damage anyway. So having a Vanguard that does crit would have helped. And I feel like once we get the other two heroes here, you're going to probably have to remove Fiona. And you're probably going to have to take out Rez and put the tank in. And hopefully that tank crits or he boosts his damage or buffs damage, whatever the case may be. So, this is similar to that of Endless Battle. A lot of people are complaining about this new event. And for me, it's something different to do. It's the same thing, but it's still something different to do. And I wish they would have integrated this whole theme more into the game, not just the transition screen and its own little small tab that you go into. I wish they would have literally go in and change a lot of things because they were amping this up, and right now it's still underwhelming. I hope that next week, Twilight Lands probably will return, which will probably add on more things for you to do. But for me, Twilight Lands is the first day I'm beating it, so that doesn't really do much. But if you've made it this far in the video, I want to check out how many people are going deeper into my content. So comment down below, Soul, Incursion, if you made it this far in the video, because I just want to see how many of you guys are watching. Of course, I have the goal up there. I want to get to 100 subscribers. I spoke about why I want to get to 100 subscribers, because I want to officially get the / Insight Gaming for my account. So help me do that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and continue to check out the content. There's plenty of content there. There is Let's Play Eternal Evolution, and I also have No Money Spent series for the newer players. So amazing content. Go check it out. Click on the profile and check out a lot of the content. But to get back to MK here, she is an amazing character. You want to pick her up. Obviously, she's an assassin. She's only going to make the assassin team better. She hits hard, but she's a glass cannon. And, you can try to build her out in a way where she survived long enough to do enough damage. And here we go. We're going to go right into Terra Dome, because this is where the assassins will always reign supreme. And Rick is back, of course, because I don't have Ares in here. I don't need him here. But the one thing about MK that for a new player, why you should pick her up is that she actually targets the ad in the back right away. You'll see here in a second. And we're going through this very fast. You'll see how quick she actually targets the ad in the back right here. She's pretty much going to take it out instantly. So if you don't have Dom, MK could be a substitute, and she is going to be the substitute for my free-to-play account, and I don't have Dom on there, so she's pretty much going to be my second main damage dealer, which will go perfectly with Sif. So here I'm just saying that pick her up, and she's only going to get better with you leveling her out, upgrading her gears, getting her to higher levels. So overall, I am impressed by her damage. I'm under impressed by her survivability, but I do suggest you pick up a copy of her, and hopefully you got lucky enough to get her at 60. But like I said, you don't have to depend solely on the new currency, because you can use your limited tickets to pull on her banner or Batu's banner. I was lucky enough to pull her, and for me that was great, and I pretty much got her to Immortal right away. So I wanted to make this video so you guys can see my impressions on the new hero. If you made it this far in the video, the word of the video is MK. So if you like Eternal Evolution, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button so we can send it out to the algorithm and help me get to 100 subscribers so I can complete my goal. So I want to thank you for watching. Until the next video, peace.